We're here with Francois Botha, the White Buffalo. How's it going tonight? Early morning over there, right, Francois?
Yeah, Buffalo is pretty good in bombing in Africa.
And what have you been doing lately? I know that you had mentioned you're doing a fitness club, boxing training and all that. You also have some...
Yes, correct.
Go ahead.
Correct. The White Buffalo Boxing and Fitness is happening end of February. Our first gym, and it's going to be an interactive, basically interactive website where everybody around the world will be able to train with a White Buffalo.
Awesome. So it's obviously video interface, that type of stuff, online, all online. Is that what you're saying?
Did you get that, Rich?
Yes. So, with also you sent me something about your private security business. You're doing that now?
Yes, correct. It's security these days. Especially, somebody transporting valuables and stuff. We have all control mitigation do.
And what kind of clients do you have? Do you have like really anybody that you could talk about, or is it all top secret?
Now we have several clients. Also up in Africa we have clients who are actually also from bulls. We do basically everything. I don't know if
Oh, you're fading in and out here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
All right. Obviously, got to talk about your amazing boxing career.
Yeah.
Looking back, what would you say was the toughest guy you ever faced?
Well, Tyson will always come up as the top contender that I fought.
Right.
So basically, scheduled to travel to where I'm gonna meet actually Rich.
You're fading in and out a little bit there. But Tyson obviously gave you a lot of trouble.
So Qatar.
He came at you right out of prison, basically. So he was using some roughhouse tactics on you in there, trying to wrench your arm. He admitted after the fight to trying to break it. Did he really do any damage to it?
No, not really. You know what? Most fighters there could have probably grabbed their arm and would have won the fight.
Right.
Thing to do, that's why I continued. But yeah, most fighters probably would have grabbed the win there, and the next fight would have been bigger.
Mm-hmm. And you were handling him pretty well up until the last moment there, winning on all the cards.
Yeah, well, the scorecard was 6. Yeah, the scorecard was 6-0, 6-0, 5-1. So at the 10 rounds fight, I couldn't lose.
Mm-hmm.
All I had to do was basically just make him miss like what I used to do in the first few rounds, and I would have easily won that. But I knew I just went after him, and you never go after a puncher, and walked straight into it.
Right. Now, obviously, he's back in the exhibition game. Have you tried to get in line for a rematch yet, or is that not in the realm of possibility for you?
Well, I think that will be my first. I think that will be the Buffalo's first rematch. Will be Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in negotiations currently.
Awesome.
And the exhibition thing is opening up a wide thing with all fighters. Like even George Foreman can come back. I can find him in the Rumble in the Jungle too, in Africa.
I think when George knocked out Michael Moore, that was it. I actually watched that fight live.
Yeah, I know.
What a punch! Just a straight one right down the middle.
Yeah. He always could give a good punch. That's one thing about George.
Right. Now you fought obviously in a lot of places too. What was probably would you say would be like the top 2 or 3 places you liked fighting in?
Well, Vegas was always. Vegas. A big dances always happened in Vegas. You know.
Right.
So Vegas is the top. I would say Vegas, and then of course I also fought in New York, Madison Square Garden. I think but Vegas will remain the best venue. Of course, in Germany where I won my heavyweight title was the shows on the boxing tournaments. It's magnificent. They really do a good job.
Right. And what got you into boxing in the first place?
Well, I was a youngster. My dad took me. He said, in school we have to do something outdoors, and he took me first. I did wrestling, and then as soon as the guys grabbed me, I didn't like it, so I never continued doing wrestling. And then I started boxing. I think I lost my first 6 fights. I was like a bloody-nosed teen youngster, like 7, 8 years old when I started. And when I first won my first trophy, because we still fought for trophies back then. Mm-hmm. When I won my first trophy, I even slept with it. I was so excited and happy. And I just continued going. And, I racked up over 28 amateur titles, gold medals in all of Africa. Twice, and I won my country's colors. So I've achieved everything that there was in amateur boxing. And then they came to me, a promoter, World Sport Promotions back then, came to me and asked me if I can turn professional. And I said, you know what, my right arm, I have injuries in my right arm. I actually couldn't straighten my right arm. I said, I'm not the fighter that I used to be, and but I'll give it a shot. And my first 13 fights was all basically one-on fights until I went to Texas. I moved from South Africa to Texas, where I had the underwater treatment, the ultrasound. So slowly but surely, I straightened out my right arm, and then the knockouts start coming.
Awesome.
So from where the doctors told me that I will never be able to fight, I even went down and became heavyweight champion of the world.
Amazing. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like a common thing with a lot of athletes, Like, Joe Frazier had a bad arm. It just happened to turn him into one of the best hook punchers in the world. He had a situation where his arm was a little too tight.
That's the saying. What doesn't kill you
makes you
stronger.
What
doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Exactly. Funny story about me. I fell off a roof while I was in college and broke 3 backbones, punctured a lung, and lacerated a liver. My liver. I was lucky to be alive. And after that, I did my only boxing competition. And I got a bronze medal in the nationals the year afterwards. So, but, yeah.
Can you believe it?
You can come back from anything if you put your mind to it.
100%. Never mind, the mind is very powerful.
Now, with your whole career, what would you say you loved most about being in that whole boxing community and being, a world famous boxer?
Boxing did a lot of great things for me. I achieved a lot, and I mean, I'm worldwide. I'm known worldwide. So that's why the White Buffalo Boxing and Fitness, the gyms that I'm opening, everybody always asking me, can you train my kid? Can you train this? Can you train this youngster? This. So now, what everybody around the world train with a white belt.
Yep. Now, you went out fighting some of the best in the world still today. These guys are still fighting. What do you think about today's crop of heavyweights?
Well, I mean, you know what? We'll never see the era of where I've been basically with Tyson, Holyfield,
Right.
Foreman, with Klitschko's, everybody. I mean, we won't see that again.
Yeah, that
but
tough
you know what?
gauntlet of opponents.
I mean, you know what? Josh. I think Joshua is a very good composed fighter, but he showed his weakness. Once you show your weakness, I mean, it's a problem you got.
Right.
But he's a composed fighter. But yeah, I mean, it's wide open currently. I think the Fury fight coming up is going to be excited.
Right. What do you think about that whole Deontay Wilder Fury fights? The two of them. Did you think there was any controversy, or Wilder's just making up excuses?
Yeah, you know what? It's politics in boxing. But they're gonna try and get them much money as they can. So that's why you always see up and down, minutes on, minutes off, and it's gonna be exciting. I think let's see what happens there.
And in your career, what was the most important thing that you did to get ready for a fight?
Mentally, your mental state have to be very good.
Right.
My mental state was always very, very strong, and you know what? I've done my homework in the gym. I know I'm gonna be ready. So nothing could beat me.
And what's your whole training philosophy like as far as fitness now?
Well, you gotta put it in, to gain it. I mean, you gotta do your road work. Your road work is very important. Your fitness. I think the fitness was always the biggest issue with every fight. I mean, if you're not in shape, anybody can beat you.
Yeah.
So the most important thing in boxing is your fitness. You gotta be fit, and and that's why when I fought Tyson, we all knew that Mike Tyson was a 4-5 round fighter. After 4-5 rounds, he usually doesn't get knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why after the fourth round, I said, you know what? I came back, my manager, Sterling McPherson, said, Francois, you got him. Look at him. You got him. And I put the pressure on him. I should have probably waited one more round. But you know what? Mike Tyson got the power to still even knock you out in the last round.
Yeah, it's funny because I grew up watching him and never thought he'd lose. I had the Buster Douglas fight on VHS tape. And when I became a little bit into boxing myself in college, I used to train people the left hook based on the way Tyson threw it. That was one of my favorite punches of his. And it's actually, I think, wrong on the website for BoxRec where it describes that fight with him, because I think it was the left hook that he hit you with, and it says it was a right hand. But I think it was the left hook that caused the knockout.
Yeah,
I'm watching the tape.
Right hand.
Was it a right hand? It looked like he hit with a left hook right afterwards.
Right hand.
Oh. Because the announcer says right hand, but I'm watching it, and it's like, it looked like he hit you fast with the left, too.
I threw it lazy.
Because that was what I loved about it, was he would come up with the peekaboo style with it, and he had those huge legs when he kept jump roping all the time to get the legs, and he had calves, like I used to tell people.
Yes.
He would twist off those calves and do that turn so well with the peekaboo style that he would just come up and you'd just get hit with it. You wouldn't even have seen it coming. But yeah.
Yeah. And the uppercut that he throws on the inside.
Right. Yeah, I found out the hard way.
I mean, Mike is
the uppercut can really sneak up on you. Boy, I never liked to throw them myself, but I could always get hit by one. Always. It would always get snuck in on me.
No, well, we'll have to see. You know what? This exhibition thing that him and James did was very successful.
Right.
So I see a lot of the old boxers getting back into it. Everybody's going to do exhibitions. I was scheduled to do one thing with Mike, so I'm meeting him in Qatar in October, and we'll see. Let's see what if we want to do a big dance again.
Yeah.
So I've knocked down. Rich, let me tell you. I mean, you will know also. I've knocked down more guys in sparring than I've done in the real fights, probably.
Oh,
I mean, you know what? So the exhibition thing. I mean, it's like a sparring session.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's.
Well, I did notice. I thought he was holding back on the headshots against Roy. Not that Roy wasn't trying to dance away from those headshots at the same time, but he threw more body shots in that fight than I've ever seen him throw in a fight. Almost like it was like, all right, we're gonna do this, but we're not gonna try to knock each other out. Even though they changed the rules at the end and said that they could.
Yeah, but that might have been the attitude there. But let me tell you something. I think him and Roy had a good. I think they even did maybe some sparring sessions in before the fight.
Yeah.
But it all depends on who you're probably fighting, also.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I know that once we're getting in the ring, and anybody hits each other, then you're gonna go back to old tactics.
Now, are you familiar with
it's an exhibition?
I know there was a movie made. I don't know how popular it was over there, but are you familiar with the Power of One story there, set in South Africa?
I've seen it. Yeah, it was a good movie. What's the youngster that played in it? Famous now.
Now, I read that book when I was a kid.
The white kid and the actor, what's his name?
It's at the tip of my tongue, too. I'm Christian, I want to say. Christian something. But, yeah, he was pretty good.
No. Famous actor, man. He's a famous actor.
Morgan Freeman was the coach, I think.
Anyway, yeah.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
But the book was much better.
What the hell is that?
The book was way better, but...
yeah, but you know what?
It was really kind of interesting to read about, that whole perspective. But talk a little bit about boxing in South Africa and what it means to that whole community there, and how the history of it.
Boxing. Let me tell you, boxing in South Africa was very big. That's why, as an amateur, I had over 300 fights as an amateur. Because you get, and remember now, when I grew up, it was still apartheid here in South Africa, where blacks and white separated from each other.
Right.
So when I fought the amateurs, there was like the championships where only the white guys fought. All white. Probably 6-7 fights, the final, and then from there you get the Northern Transvaal, that's one region. Then up to that you get the bigger the region of South Africa, which will be Transvaal, and then the whole of South Africa. So, there's 3 championships to get to the championship stage.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Wonderful.
after that, so about the ragged like 30 fights for that championship.
Wow.
And then after that, there was the federation. Now that's when they allowed the black fighters always to come in. Also to come in, so that was even bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And so your amateur record, you do 100 fights in a year. It's easy.
Right. Yeah, amazing. But, in a way, that's what gets you ready for the pros.
So,
that's definitely what gets you ready for the big time.
Yeah. So I had a tremendous amateur record. Amateur career. I never thought that I would turn pro because of an injury in my right arm, but I had.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy World Sports offered me. He said, "Francois, why don't you turn pro?" I was a fireman, and they asked me, "Why don't you turn pro?" And offered me a car and a salary, everything. I said, "Okay, well, let me give it a shot."
What's that vicious dog doing?
I'm in the warm area, so way up and down here.
Awesome. So, talk about a little bit about living in South Africa. What's it like? Is the COVID situation doing all right, or is it pretty bad there?
Yeah. I think the most important thing is basically, to wear your mask, protect yourself, try and avoid as much contact as possible.
Right.
But they're coming now with the injection, the ointment, the injection, everybody got to take this new injection.
Vaccine, yeah.
And then there's also the other tablet that, So we'll see what happens with the vaccine.
Mm-hmm. And the one good thing about it, I guess, is
it's a pandemic.
It's at least getting us into the digital age a little bit faster, and it's going to help out with some things where you can work from home a lot. People are going to get really used to that, and that's going to be convenient for spending time with your family and stuff. But there's a lot of drawbacks, no concerts, no big events.
Also you got to see.
Go ahead.
What's going to be big with us, Rich?
Mm-hmm.
Now, just imagine now, you get more people sitting at home, okay? More people is going to be at home because, of the COVID. So, if you do a show now like boxing, let's say boxing like the Roy Jones and Tyson show, it did very well on the pay-per-views.
Right.
I think any kind of sport now, more people in their houses, so television networks are going to become much bigger.
Right.
So anybody that's going to do a show on television is going to reap the rewards. So that's why also with White Buffalo boxing and fitness, a lot of people, you can train in the comfort of your own home.
Right.
You don't even have to go to a gym. You can be in your home and you can train with a White Buffalo.
Well, I read even Tyson's kids are addicted to this.
The White Buffalo boxing.
This program called Fight Camp. It's like it comes with the bag and everything, and it's all digital. But the advancements are just absolutely crazy.
So he also. So he's also going to do some sessions online, isn't it?
No. It's another program that they're selling as like a unit. It's like thousands of dollars, but it's like a freestanding heavy bag, and it comes with all the routines and everything like that, pre-programmed, and it's spits commands at you or whatever. And his kids are addicted to it.
Okay.
So I saw him talk about it, and basically they fell in love with it. And so now his kids might end up boxing. Who knows? But anyway, tell us a little bit more about how people find you online. I know you're on Facebook because that's how I found you. But where else can people find your web? Do you have a website and all that?
Oh yeah. The White Buffalo Boxing and Fitness website will be up and running soon, end of February.
Awesome.
So of course, my PRS security, we got a website. Facebook and look at the websites. I think I've sent you my business card on that.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, but the boxing, I'm very excited about the boxing because, you know, when I was in Japan, let me just explain to you. When I was in Japan, I couldn't walk with street in Japan. I mean, I had to sneak down out of a and you know, I've done some research in Japan and spoke to my fans and stuff, and you know, to find out about the training sessions, the costs and everything. So I mean, it's very expensive. You know, I think Turkey is one of the most expensive cities in the world.
Yeah, my dad spent a little time over there.
Japan is going to be a big. Yeah, I think Japan is going to be a big client base for me. But you know, my time frames my time zones. I'll have to adjust to the time zones. So my training session in Japan will be like maybe early in the morning, you know, like 3 o'clock in the morning or something.
Right.
Yeah, I'll have to see how we're going to overcome, but maybe I'll have to do some recordings, some lives, you know.
Right.
But we all are very excited. We all are very excited to White Buffalo Boxing and Fitness. And I think that we're going to be a site that, you know what, everybody's going to join on to it because we're not going to be expensive. I mean, if you look at it, like in Japan, I've done the research. They're asking up to $70 a training session.
Right.
Now, I mean, you know what? Our price will be way down. I mean, we're going to make it affordable for everybody.
Yeah.
That everybody can join. So instead of $70, I might charge them $10 a session. You know, it's crazy to charge so much money. You know, but I'm gonna concentrate on having the masses joining me.
Well, they got a site called Cameo now. Have you heard of that? You go on there, you set up a profile, and you do like a 45-second video, and you can charge like $100, $200, and they give you, you know, obviously the bigger portion of that because you're the name that's getting the traffic. But it's unbelievable the amount of opportunities that technology gives you. Serious, yeah. Some people are, you know, really high end, like Floyd Mayweather. It's like $1,000 for Floyd Mayweather. It's called Cameo, Cameo.
Yeah.
Everybody you can think of's on there, even people like that are very obscure celebrities. And you know, you might have heard of them, or you might be like, "Oh yeah, that guy," but they're getting like $200-300 per 20-second messages. Just a video message, you know. Hey, happy birthday to whoever. So yeah, check that out.
Oh, can you believe it?
Check that out.
No, Cameo, eh?
Mm-hmm. I'm not even a spokesman for them.
Rich, you know what? No, I think you know what, we're gonna really do well with White Buffalo Boxing and Fitness.
Awesome.
I mean, I've also had like quite a several, you know, but time changes makes it a little bit difficult for my interviews.
Right.
But yeah, we're gonna go big with it.
Awesome.
My
now,
guys,
I gotta ask.
I'm very excited about it. I myself, I'm very excited.
How did you get the White Buffalo nickname?
Yes.
How did that happen? Yep. Still there? There he
Mike
is.
Tyson, you remember Farrakhan? Farrakhan, the Muslim leaders and all, everything.
I think we only caught the back end of that. Can you start over with that?
Yeah, okay. I was in Chicago, and I was told I was still undefeated, getting ready to fight Mike Tyson.
Right.
So we're sitting in a press conference in Chicago. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. So then all of a sudden, all of my ring name back then was Botha. Okay. So all of a sudden, Don King, Farrakhan, everybody sitting there, Mike Tyson, me sitting there, beginning to announce me and Mike Tyson was fighting. All of a sudden, Peter McNeely was, I'm a white fighter back then, because at that stage I was probably the only white heavyweight there. Because it was still way down. So anyway, all of a sudden Peter McNeely came walking in there. I want to fight Mike Tyson. So I just got up and I said, listen, man, I'm the real candidate, you're a pretender. Before you get to Tyson, you got to get past the Buffalo. And I just said the Buffalo. I don't know how I said it, but I just said the Buffalo. So Don King's peer guy, I think it was Mike Marley. Mike Marley was in the audience. And the next day in the newspapers, he's white, but he can fight the white buffalo. So, Don King actually, the press conference, because when I said you got to get past the buffalo, I changed it into the white buffalo.
Of course.
So,
Don King, got to be the showman.
The white buffalo was born in Chicago.
That's an awesome story.
And Don King Don King everywhere Don King went, and wherever did a press conference, he got mad. He said he's white, but he can fight the white buffalo,
He always had the rhyme with everything. Jeez.
Yeah, Don King.
That's funny guy.
Don King was what we can say about Don King was the one, but he took a lot. He stole a lot of money. He took a lot of money, but he also gave a lot of money.
Right. Yeah. Well, one of the stories I remember hearing about Tyson, he took so much money from Tyson. He set up his daughter as the manager of his fan club, and they found in the girl's basement just boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff. People paid all this money, and she would open the envelopes and take the money and do nothing with the fan club stuff. Don't send anything out, Unbelievable stuff. But, it was like Tyson also spent a lot of money on his entourage. Every time you hear him explain his life story, that's another thing that he just blew a lot of money on.
Oh, yeah.
So he didn't miss it.
If you look...
He was spending it faster than he got it.
And Stacey McKeon. Yeah. Yeah, but if you look at Crocodile, Stacey McKinney and his whole crew that he had around him, and then John and all those guys coming around, everybody cost money. Nobody works for free. That's the thing.
Right. All right. Well, is there anybody you want to thank or give a shout out to?
There goes your money. Well, just just my guys at the White Buffalo Boxing and Fitness, up to all my investors, my friends that's involved, everybody. We opening up in end of February. We're all excited, and White Buffalo Boxing and Fitness is going to be a brand to be reckoned with. We're going to be worldwide. And exciting times. You can train with a White Buffalo in the comfort of your own home. You don't even have to go to a gym.
Yeah, we got to get all these fat people in shape here. We've been sitting around on lockdown. We got to lose some weight.
Yeah, but actually the Buffalo now.
Yeah.
The Buffalo actually got to go do my road work now.
All right.
I'm going to eat the road in a little bit.
Awesome.
And then I'm going to do my road work.
I'm glad we connected with you.
I go do, I'm lovely, Rich. Anytime I enjoy talking to you. Anytime we do something.
Yeah, we will definitely stay in touch, and we'll promote you as much as we can. We'll put your logo up on the website when you're ready to go. And
one more in a couple of months or so.
Yep.
Lovely, Rich.
All right. Have fun out there.
Great stuff. I will send you the links. I I will send you the website, the White Buffalo website, and all that for you. Then you can post that as well.
All right. Awesome. Well, thanks
Thank you,
a lot.
Rich. Nice talking to you, my friend.
You too. You have a good morning.